Aha! Hello! Good dag! Good day in the Viking tongue. And I'm your host, Bragi, the son of Magnar. And I'm a Viking Scot. I'm a warrior. And I'm also a teller of folk tales. Now, welcome if you're new to Northworthy, Sagas and Stories. And if you're not new, what's hail, good health. Great to see you. And thank you for taking the time to watch. Now, today we have an English folk tale, and it's called The Parson and the Shepherd Lad. And before we start talking and telling you this tale, let's just talk about the term parson. Yes, parson is a later term in the medieval history, although in this case, going back to the Dark Ages, priests were called a parson because the bishop is a Frenchman. And there are some speculation that the term parson would have been used before 1066. So there's a little bit of background on the title. And as you've seen recently, you've seen a few tales about shepherds. You've seen a tale soon, or maybe in the past you may have seen a tale called The Shepherd and his visit to Fairyland from Eggle. I think that's quite right on the title. And I recently told a tale of The Two Shepherds and the Stranger, which was published yesterday. Now, our story is about a boy, a lad, who is a shepherd lad. And he has some sheep, and he is trying to drive the sheep along the old dirt road. He's trying to take them to a new field for pasture. It is often the practice, you'll take sheep from one field to another field to let the old field grow, the grass grow, and to let the sheep graze on the new field. Now along the road, our boy met the parson. And the lad, the boy, the shepherd boy, well, he was being rather brutal to the sheep. And the parson, the priest, saw this, and he wasn't very happy. And he said, you know, you ought to be more kinder to your sheep. Well, the boy kind of looked at him with a funny stare. And the parson said, what you need to do, lad, to the shepherd lad, is give your sheep names. Thinking the boy said, but I'm not very good at telling names and guessing and finding names. I don't really know any good names, said the shepherd lad. Oh, well, said the parson. Well, I got some names for you. And he said the first sheep, because he had 3 sheep on the road, he said, you should call it Our Father. And the boy, the shepherd boy, did this. And then the parson said, well, the next name I have for sheep for you is Which Art in Heaven. And the boy looked at him strange and said, all right, that's a good name. And the parson said, for the last name, you should use Thy Kingdom Come. For this was the times when the Saxons were mostly Christian, and the Lord's Prayer was known. So the boy did this. He named his 3 sheep, Our Father, Which Art in Heaven, and Thy Kingdom Come. And a few days passed, a few mornings went by, the sun was nice like today. And the boy again was moving the sheep on to another field. And again, he met the parson on the road. And the parson went up to the shepherd boy, shepherd lad, and said, hey up, how you been doing, youth? He said, I'm all right. He said, how's those 3 sheep I named for you? Why, he says, oh dear, he says, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He says, he said, well, he said, Thy Kingdom Come. Well, he turned out to be a right rascal. Oh, said the parson. And what about the other 2 sheep? Well, he said, Which Art in Heaven, I was trying to remember the story. Well, he said he ran off. And he ran and bumped into Thy Kingdom Come, the 3rd sheep, and he knocked one of his horns off, so I'm not very happy there. And that is the end of the tale. And before we finish, let's talk about sheep. Why was sheep important to the Saxons? Well, sheep gave you 3 things. They gave you meat. Meat was crucial for the table. and sheep being a rather common animal and not too rich on the table, was often ate by the average Saxon. And the second thing the sheep gave you, well, it gave you fur. And the fur was often used in lining hats and cloaks and even your boots. And the third thing which the sheep often provided, which we do not think about in today's modern world, is milk. Yes, the Saxons drank sheep milk. Not something we do in today's world. So I do hope you enjoy this tale, this little English folk tale, whilst I have a drink from my big jug. It's very thirsty weather. And if you do like this folk tale, then don't forget please to go and check out a playlist of all our English folk tales. And we also have many more playlists with lots of content. So for now, I am Braggy. Thank you for watching. Please go and leave a comment. And I'll see you in the next folktale or lesson on history. Goodbye. Thank you. What's hail? If only it was beer. It would be very nice if this was filled with beer.